What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? My name is Prodigy and welcome to another video on the channel. Today guys, we are going to be talking about more artwork for Kingdom Hearts. The last two videos have done extremely well and you guys really want me to keep going with this, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Today we're going to be talking about actually three games in particular, but there's only 4 artworks similar to the last couple of videos. Today we're going to be talking about Days, Recoded, and Birth by Sleep. The explanation for these artworks are pretty long. Nomura goes pretty deep into detail on some of these artworks and his mentality while making them. So the reading section of this may be pretty long, so we'll see how long the video actually is, but let's get right into it. So starting us off first is Boundary. I started drawing this as a key visual, but I fell in love with the way Roxas is standing here and finished it up to use for the box art too. It was difficult to balance. Even though each character is in a different place, there are no distinct lines to separate them. However, by creating a triangle shape that flows from the right foreground to the left background, I think I stabilized it. Each character is given a background that is meaningful to their story in the game, but the ground at Roxas's feet is white. He stands somewhere with no background. The concept behind this is to hint at the game's tagline, "What mattered the most was remembered the least." I'm not gonna lie, reading that kind of got me hyped to play Days again. But this, as we all know, is the box art for 358 by 2 days. We're just gonna call it Days, obviously. You know, one thing I never really noticed, I guess you can say, or I never paid attention to fully, is when he says all the characters are in separate areas. Like, they're completely in separate, like, spaces. I can't really tell if Roxas or Axel are supposed to be in Twilight Town. I think Roxas is supposed to be, like, just in the blank space of the artwork, but he melded it all together extremely well. We have Xion in Destiny Islands, we have Riku in The World That Never Was. I believe Mickey might also be in the Destiny Islands. It's really hard to tell, to be honest with you, and I think Axel is supposed to be in Twilight Town. So all of these characters are in completely different places, and this artwork is really good. Oh my gosh. Like I said with the Dream Drop artwork, I know we've been going backwards, but Nomura is really good at clouds, and you can tell that even in his earlier designs. You can tell he fell in love with this design, and honestly, hearing his insight on it, I think I'm falling in love with it too. I also really love, like, this one little part of the artwork. It's so weird, but I love the part of Destiny Islands that is kind of like not colored in at all. You can just see the outline with the rest of the tree right there. I don't know why, but it's just kind of symbolic to me of like how they started losing some of these memories. And Xion obviously is in that area, and I'm sure that's supposed to be some like big reference towards what she was going through in that game. Overall, just a really good artwork, and I love how he like mushed together all of the designs of Destiny Islands, like sky, the Twilight Town sky, and then you have the black sky of The World That Never Was. It's really cool, to be honest. Continuing though, next up we have Recollection. This is another Days artwork. I came up with this picture while thinking of something for the ending. As such, it's constructed in a way that takes the double screens into account. I thought of several layouts to use in game, and in the end we went with the resized version that doesn't show the full picture. I was very glad that I had the chance to use the original for the cover of the Ultimania. Roxas is taking off the organization's trademark black coat, and the days he can never return to are vanishing, represented by the check pattern associated with Roxas. The silhouette also looks like wings, which represents freedom. Okay, so Nomura went in with this one, with the symbolism. I really love this artwork. This artwork is really good. You know, I've been saying in a lot of these videos that like this is my favorite design, I'm probably going to continue saying this a lot, but I'm gonna say it again with this one. This is probably one of my favorite designs as well. You know what, I think all of them are just really good. It's weird because I never go back and like look at these artworks, or at least in this way. A lot of the time I'll go back and get these artworks for like thumbnails, or sometimes I'll glance at them here here and there when I'm thinking about picking up a certain game again. Today I'm bored, so I'm going to play Days or Birth by Sleep or Dream Drop or KH3 again. And usually I don't look at the artwork for more than like a couple of minutes. But the series is like forcing me to like look at these artworks for a long period of time, and I'm kind of loving it because I'm just finding all these cool, neat little details like in it. This artwork is really simplistic, but it's also like pretty deep at the same time. I feel like knowing what Roxas is going through, like the happiness that he once had like with his friends is now like going away. Same thing with the organization coat, and you can see that when he takes off the organization coat, he's in his Kingdom Hearts 2 outfit, the one we see him in at the beginning of that game, when he's in this world where he doesn't really know who he is, he doesn't know his purpose, and he's just kind of like angry. And that's kind of what I get from like the coat ripping off of him. And then also, like Nomura said, the silhouette kind of also looks like wings, which is supposed to represent freedom, but it's weird because it represents freedom in this really weird backward sort of way. I don't know if this is supposed to be a reference towards something way down the line in the future, towards Roxas' return in Kingdom Hearts 3. I seriously doubt it. But it's weird that he mentions that because after Days, if anything, I feel like he was kind of less free. Or maybe he was free in the sense of he was able to return to Sora. Maybe that's what he's meaning by that. There's a lot of different ways to interpret it, and that's really what makes this art like beautiful. Alright, so going away from the Days artwork, we have the Birth by Sleep box art, Soar. The concept is that they are each beginning to move with their own purposes in mind. This is the instant that they leave their training and fly from the nest into freedom. However, each of them have their own goals, destinations, and destinies. So they are all gazing in different directions, and their expressions are different. I usually like to use still images for key visuals, but this time I wanted to add a little movement. That is something interesting to think about. Nomura usually does use like still like images where the characters are kind of posing in a sense, but in this one, like, you can see that they all are, like he said, looking as if they all have different goals in mind, which of course we've all played Birth by Sleep, or at least I hope we all have. We know that all three of these characters, even though the Wayfinder trio is considered a trio in the Kingdom Hearts series, they don't really act like one. The whole game, their whole game is all about them being separated, and it's this big build up towards Kingdom Hearts 3 where they eventually come back together again. There's not really too much else I'm getting from this artwork that I can like say myself outside of what Nomura has already said, because that's exactly how it's meant to be interpreted, and I don't really get too much else out of it really. But nonetheless, it is still a really good artwork and makes for a pretty good box art to Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Wow, we're already at the last one. I think I rambled a lot less in this one compared to the other ones, but let's see how that goes. The next one is of Recoded Smile. I drew this because the PR team leader asked me to draw a key visual with a fun, bright tone like that of Kingdom Hearts 1. Of course, we have been releasing serious games recently, and it wouldn't fit for the box art or title screens to feature grinning illustrations, so my art had been getting more subdued. KH Recoded is a more cheerful game, so a picture with everyone smiling is perfect. Now, I don't really have too much to say about this artwork, but I will comment on one thing. Nomura really views Kingdom Hearts 1 as bright and cheerful, or the PR team views Kingdom Hearts 1 as bright and cheerful. That's interesting, because to be honest, when I look at a lot of the Kingdom Hearts 1 artwork, at least when it comes to box arts, like Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix's box arts, both of them are kind of depressing. Kingdom Hearts 1 like has this really crazy purple blackish overlay over it, and all of the characters are kind of looking up towards the sky, and it's really motivating to be honest, but I definitely wouldn't call it cheerful. Then you have the Final Mix box art, which I feel is more depressing than anything else. And you know what, we're not going to go into that yet because that's future videos. Recoded is a game where you're basically reliving Kingdom Hearts 1 with a little bit of a twist to it. Of course, the biggest part of this being Roxas and Maleficent and Pete as they added on to in the movie. But outside of that, I would say the game is relatively cheerful and positive. Nothing too crazy see going on here in terms of like being depressing or anything. This is very bright and colorful, similar to some of Dream Job Distance's artwork or that art style in general. I really like this artwork a lot though. Like, I feel like it's a lot more simple compared to all of his other artworks, and I appreciate the simplicity. It's simple. You just have Sora, Donald, and Goofy, Mickey, Jiminy, and you can even see Chip and Dale in the background as well. Just a white background, a little bit of yellow, with them sitting on some bug blocks. Very, very simple, but it looks really, really clean. But that's gonna about do it for artwork for today's video. I'm definitely going to continue covering these because I'm having a lot of fun doing it. Like today's artwork especially, I feel like was the highlight of this video. Those two artworks, just wow. And it's cool looking back at these, especially in 2019 after Kingdom Hearts 3 was released, because we know the context to some of these images a lot more. We know what the images were meant to mean, and we know how some of these story arcs like concluded. So it kind of creates a bigger feel looking at the pictures. I don't really know how to explain it properly. But in the next video, I'm actually looking forward to this because, to be honest, I don't talk about Rechain of Memories much on my channel at all, and that is what the next video's artworks are going to be about. So go ahead and look forward to that, I guess. But for now though, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like, share the video with a friend or a family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the union, all you have to do is hit that red little subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.